Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome again, all of you. Today we're going to start the new lesson, but from the same chapter, chapter 1. And today is the lesson number 2. This lesson is about classifying life, or you can say that the classification of we will discuss in this lesson, inshallah. So for this, you need to open your textbook, page number 32. Everyone, please open your textbook, page number 32 from chapter 1, lesson number 2. After this, my dear students, what we will discuss in today's lesson, let's see the lesson objective. These are the lesson objective that we will discuss one by one. Okay, so here, number one thing that we will learn first about classification. What is classification? After that, today we will learn kingdom. And the last thing that we will today, that is about the species. Okay, so these three are the SLOs, or you can say that the lesson objectives that we will learn one by one. Okay, so let's see first about the classification. Now I'm going to take back you on your textbook. So please everyone open your textbook page number 34. Then we are going to move on page number 34. How are organisms classified? So that is our first part of the lesson. And here we're going to learn about that. There are millions of different organisms on Earth. You know that even you move from one place to another, or you can move from water to sea or to desert to a grassland on the earth, you have, or you can see different types of organisms in the form of animals or in the form of plants. These all the different types of animals or organisms. Scientists organize these organisms by sorting or classifying them in groups according to shared characteristics, name, or we call them classification. Classification has been called the science of finding patterns. So actually what we name as classification, we call classification as a science of finding pattern. Which type of these patterns? Let's see them one by one. These are classifying scientists identify, study, group, and name organisms. What we do with them, we can, with the help of classification, we can easily identify the animals, maybe plants or any organism. We can study them more easily, we can group them more easily, and we can give name them more easily. For this, I have a link for you. So please everyone, link that I'm going to share with you now. So that is about the link here we have, that is about classification. So everyone, try to open this link now, and you will be on the same page where I'm going to take you just a while here. Yeah, so now I'm going to share a link with you. Everyone, please open this link now quickly. It take only 2 minutes to understand this all classification. Everyone, please open this link. When you will open this link, the window will pop up in front of you, is that one. This window you can see easily when you're going to open the link. So this window will come in front of you. that is about the classification. So here the question in front of you, what is classification? So you can easily answer of this question. Classification, the act or process of classifying. You can classify, for example, in school, you have different classes like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or you can say that just you separate the student on the basis of their age, on the basis of their height, basis of their uniform, on the basis of their curriculum, like this. You classify them. The science of finding pattern. Classifying helps scientists identify number 1, number 2, study, number 3, group, and number 4, name organism. So that is a simple definition and easiest way to understand about the classification. It is just like a process or an act that help you to find the common character or to find the pattern between them. So till here, if you have any question, please raise your hand, otherwise type no. Quickly, hurry up. Till here, if you have any question, please raise your hand, otherwise type no. Yes, Salah. Thank you, Muhammad. Yes, my dear. Salah.
I didn't understand.
Okay, listen again carefully. Did you open the link that I shared?
Yes, I opened it.
Okay, now please read it again and I will explain you again. Listen carefully. What is classification? It is a word, but a simple word that tells you just like a process. For example, in front of you now, I am going to draw in front of you different types of things. For example, here I'm going to draw stars. Okay, these are stars. Okay, my dear. And I also draw here circles. I am also going to draw here blocks. Now, what I want to do, I want to make groups. For this, what I need to do, my dear, I will going to separate all these 3 groups on the basis of their similar character. These 3 I put in one group because they are in round shape. These 3 stars I will put in another group because these are stars. And I put these 3 boxes because they are in a cube form. Now, Salah, you understand? Yes, my dear.
Yes, teacher, I understand.
Well done. Thank you very much. Excellent, my dear. That's the classification. We just classify them. Well done, my dear. Okay. After that, yes, Ahmed, why you raise your hand, my dear? Mr. Ahmed.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, my dear. Why you raise your
Teacher,
hand?
Yes, I read and I finish all. I read it all.
Okay, well done. Very nice. Okay. After classification here, we're going to move next part of this lesson. Here, it tells you one classification system used today divided all organisms into 6 major groups called kingdom. So what is a kingdom? So what is a kingdom? Now, to see the definition of kingdom, the link that I already shared with you, please open this and you can read about that. So I'm going to take back you on that link. So here you can see the kingdom, the definition of a kingdom. So everyone just concentrate on the screen and read this carefully. Broadest group an organism is classified into the kingdom. One classification system used today divides all organisms into 6 major groups, mean to say 6 big groups called kingdoms. So there is a 6 kingdom system, or you can say that 6 kingdoms of life in front of you as animalia, or you can say that animals, plantia or plants, fungi or fungi, protista, protists, bacteria, eubacteria, and archaebacteria. Okay, so these are the 6 life kingdoms which we divide the living organisms in these 6 different kingdoms. Now come back to your textbook. I'm going to show you here again. So the broadest group an organism is classified into is the kingdom rather than outward characteristics such as color. Number 1, kingdoms are grouped by internal form and structure. Here, when you're going to buy the animals or the organisms or the plants, you never going to see about their color. You will going to find out their internal structure. How are they from their internal side? Scientists classify organisms into kingdom by carefully comparing their cells, tissues, organ and organ system. Not only physical appearance, they also see their anatomy, how they are internally, how their cells look like, how their tissues are similar or different, how their organs work, and how their organ systems are going on to work with one another. So that is the classification. They grouped them not only on the basis of their physical appearance, but also from their internal structure. Kingdoms are very broad group. For example, horses and spiders seem to have little in common. When you're going to see these two animals like horse and spider, you can very difficult you can say that they are similar, but there are a little common. Yes, my dear Abdullah, please. Yes, my dear. Abdullah, you want to ask something, my dear?
Sorry, teacher, I don't can how page, but now I know number page. Sorry
Okay.
for the
No
notes.
problem. Page number 34. Okay, no problem. Okay, now after that, we just on to discuss about that the common thing between horse and a spider. What is the common between them? Number 1, both are living organism. That is the first thing between them. Okay. Second, yet both are members of animal kingdom. Second thing, you also know that both are living organism, both are belong to an animal kingdom. Clearly, more and smaller groups are needed to fully classify an organism. Use 6 subgroups to classify within kingdom. When we go study about a kingdom, we will see a more subgroups and smaller groups. We name them as smaller or subgroups as we can classify them in more small groups. So what are these 6 groups? Let's see one by one in detail, all of them. Here again, I will request you to open the link that just I share with you. Now you can see here, these are the subgroups of the kingdom. So first here, you can easily find the kingdom as the largest group. You know very well this. Okay. After this, you have a phylum. From phylum to you move on class. From class to order. Then family. Then genus. And the last and the smallest one is your species. So what is a species, and the difference between kingdom and species is not too big. It's just to understand that that is the biggest one or the broadest one, and this one is the species is the smallest one. Okay, it's very easy to understand. Now I'm going to take back you on your textbook. So please open again your textbook page number 34. Here you can see that these subgroups includes phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Till here, my dear students, if you have any question, please raise your hand, otherwise type no. Hurry up. Quickly. That's great. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Thank you very much. Yes, Ali Khalid. Yes, Ali Khalid, what you want to ask?
Teacher, can we leave?
Why?
Because I understand everything.
But still, there is one thing I need to explain. That is about the species, okay? So please stay with me. Okay.
Get it.
But please don't use this kind of reactions, okay? Thank you very much. Now, the last part of today's lesson, that is about the species. Because as I mentioned that we have three things or three parts or three SLOs that we will learn today. Number one, about the classification. Second, the kingdom. And the third and the last one is a species. So let's see what is a species. The narrowest group an organism can be classified into is a species. A species contains only organisms that are very closely related, mean to say they are similar to one another. A horse and zebra share many traits, but they are not similar enough. When you're going to see that how similar a horse and a zebra, but both are not in a single species. They are different. Why? Because they share many traits, but they are not similar enough to be same species. However, a horse and a pony are so similar that they are the same species. So that is all about today's lesson, in which we learned about classification, kingdom, and species, and 6 life kingdom system. Now I'm going to take you on page number 35. Here you can see the example of kingdoms. You can see that there are different types of organisms, animals, which you have animals like spider, dog, zebra, horse, and then you move down. Here you can find the phylum. In the phylum you also see the animals that are similar in the kingdom, but you lose one, that is the spider, that is not in the same phylum. From phylum, when you come to the class, here you also move this one, and you have only the same class animals are here. Then you move from animal to class, sorry, from phylum to class, then class to order. You also remove here dog, because dog in the not same order. After that, you move down from order to family, then you also remove this one. And here in the family, you have only these three. Then you move to the genus. In the genus, you have these two animals remaining. And in the end, you get the last as a species, that is your horse. So you understand very well about that. When we start moving from kingdom, here we have many or almost all type of living organisms or animals, but when we reach in the species, we get only one species. So from broadest to the smallest one, that is an order in the, okay. After that, my dear students, hope you understand everything very well. So classification is a relationship between organisms. So we just going to see which kinds of relationship are present between the organism. Now, after that, please everyone open your workbook, page number 7. Here, that is your homework. Question number 1. Scientists sort or dash living things into group according to shared traits. Number 2. All organisms are divided into 6 major groups called dash. Number 3, the 6 subgroup used to classify organisms within kingdoms are dash, class, dash, family, genus, and dash. And the last part of today's homework is fill in the blank number 4. The scientific name of organisms consists of its dash. So what you need to do, you just need to complete these 4 fill in the blanks. That is your homework from your workbook page number 7. So till here, if you have any question, please raise your hand. Otherwise, type no in the chat. Hurry up, my dear. Quickly. Yes, Kusei.
Teacher, when the workbook, the book in the school.
My dear, for this, you need to contact to Mr. Farhan in the office, okay? Yes, Umar Walid. If you don't have workbook,
Sir, can I leave?
screenshot. Did you understand everything? Any question?
Yes. Yes.
Everything
And I read
clear?
that.
And you also
Yeah.
know the work homework? Is it easy? You can solve your
Yes.
sure?
Yes.
Well done.
I'm sure.
Nice. Excellent, my dear. Okay. So that is all about today's lesson.